So, Jerry Jones, in a recent interview, put out some cryptic information regarding Odell Beckham Jr., and I understand that whether we like it or not, or want the signing or don't want the signing, or whatever at this point, this is news nonetheless because it doesn't seem like that Jerry Jones and really the ownership group of the Dallas Cowboys, that being Steven as well, doesn't really have a problem with adding Odell Beckham Jr., but it really seems like the contract and the timeline are really the main dispute. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now before we begin today's video, if you can leave a like on this video, that would be awesome. If you're new here, subscribe and share this with a friend or family member if they like the NFL and specifically the Dallas Cowboys so that they can get more content in their hands. So to start things off, we understand that Jerry Jones loves to build narratives in the media whether things materialize into something or not. We get it. But the thing is that when you look at this particular situation, it has been a long stretch of information, things coming out. The Cowboys' level of interest doesn't seem to be wavering. It just seems that they might be looking to punt this situation into 2023. There's a lot of variables here. We're going to go over an article done by Todd Archer of ESPN, and then we'll discuss. Jerry Jones' interest in Odell Beckham Jr. is not waning, but the Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager said a decision on adding the free agent wide receiver has to be made sooner rather than later. How soon? I don't want to talk about that, but stand by, Jones said, as the NFL owners meeting wrapped up Tuesday at the Four Seasons Dallas. This thing could break. Beckham visited the Cowboys last week, and Jones has acknowledged Beckham is not ready to play yet as he continues to recover from a torn ACL in his left knee suffered in last season's Super Bowl. Why does Jones still have the interest? Great players make great plays. Great ones make exceptional plays, Jones said, and so I hope we advance here where a handful of great plays, if I may be arm-waving about it, could be the difference in a world championship. And that's really the end of it there, is that it looks like the Dallas Cowboys, more specifically ownership with Jerry and Steven, want to still pursue Odell Beckham Jr. Now, whether or not this thing comes to fruition is a whole thing in and of itself, right? We get it. I understand that we are still trying to get some form of help now with this wide receiving core to assist in the offense being more efficient. Because look, even if you want the move to happen or not, the Cowboys are weighing the options for 2023 and beyond. Because while you might not get something from him this year, or even if you get something from him this year, it's going to be extremely limited and it's only going to be in postseason play based off of what he's saying. But when we think about what could happen in the next couple of seasons, you have to say to yourself this: is there an option that the Dallas Cowboys have to bolster this wide receiving core in 2023, 2024, and beyond? Well, if you think that Odell Beckham Jr. can be wide receiver 3 or 2 going forward for the next couple of seasons, and you don't really like what options there are in the draft in the second, third round, whatever the case may be, or maybe Jalen Tolbert just doesn't pan out, then of course it makes sense to pursue the guy because you are getting a legitimate playmaker when he is at least healthy, and that's the real big concern, and that is why I'm glad the Cowboys did their due diligence on Odell Beckham Jr. because of this exact reason. He did not work out. He refused to work out. Then on top of that, medical examiners determined that he's not even ready to play, and now he's trying to backtrack and be like, you know what? I don't really care about the regular season and getting a ramp-up period. I'll just show up in the postseason, which is a massive red flag, especially for other teams. You just saw the Buffalo Bills bring back Cole Beasley from retirement. The Cowboys went out and got T.Y. Hilton, and there hasn't been a lot of movement with other franchises. Think about it. The Giants could really use him, but they haven't gone out and signed him yet. Who knows? Maybe they sign him after this video is done. But again, I don't want it to make it seem like it's not like Odell doesn't deserve some form of a contract and he's a bum, especially when we saw what he did last year given the circumstances. He was on pace to be the Super Bowl MVP, and a lot of people forget how well he performed in that Super Bowl with the Rams. But I get it. Listen, With the Cowboys looking through it, it makes sense. Listen, man, you didn't work out for us, which if you did, odds are you would have been signed. We brought you into Dallas and wined and dined you. And it's just funny to me how there are still people wondering why it's taking so long. And it's because the guy forced his hand when he came to Dallas. And I get it that many people were upset, especially in the media, not Dallas media, but outside of Dallas. We're like, okay, well, why is this information leaking now when he comes to Dallas? For those that don't know, the Dallas Cowboys have a notorious history of negotiating through the media. So when they come out and they say these things or report these things, sure, while they are doing their part in giving us information, the Dallas Cowboys organization typically allows them to say certain tidbits here and there to purposefully lower the price of a player. This has happened not just with Odell Beckham Jr., but this has happened with other Cowboys players like Dak, Tank, Zeke, and several others under this ownership group. And I get it that not a lot of people like it, but that's just something that the Cowboys do. And I don't condone it, by the way. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's stupid. And only in Dallas is this a problem. But moving forward, what do I think the Cowboys are going to do here? It really seems like the Cowboys are trying to force Odell's hand and get him in here, which I have said, even if the guy does not provide you any substance whatsoever on the football field, I think that it's a power move to tell your team, go get this thing. You know, whether they win out, go 14-3, lose a couple games and finish 12-5, it really doesn't matter to me. The Dallas Cowboys are sitting at 10-3, and I think that getting a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. could be that power move that even again, he doesn't play, he could get this team in a status where they have a state of mind that says, you know what, our ownership believes in us, the coaches believe in us, let's go get this thing. And this isn't going to be an easy road by no means, but I think that the Odell Beckham Jr. signing will be more so a 2023 and beyond question rather than what he can do in the here and now. So I don't know what you guys have to say about it, but by all means, please let me know down in the comment section below. I really want to know what you guys have to think about this whole entire situation. And with that being said, I do hope you guys have a great rest of your day. This is Space Cowboy Media signing out. Have a great rest of your day.